Welcome in, everybody. Josh here, 8-Bit Goonies. Wanted to jump on tonight and do a deck tech for you. This might be my favorite deck right now. I really do enjoy the Pathfinder. I think Pathfinder was a little difficult at the beginning, obviously with the lack of sites. Now that we have such a good assortment of sites, I think the way to build Pathfinder is mono-colored. I know a lot of people are doing mono water and a lot of people are doing mono fire. I built mono air. I really do like this deck. I think it's a lot of fun. I've had great success with it. I've lent the deck out to people who've also had great success with it. Air allows you to play two of what I think are the best cards in the game right now. We'll get to them. You tell me what you think. I'm not talking about this card. We'll start off with this card. Yes, I do run Ring of Morgan. It's hard not to run Ring of Morgan. I've got a couple copies of it now. I've had really good luck with Arthurian Legends, so I do run 2 copies, or not 2 copies. I run a couple decks with Ring of Morgan. This being I keep my Necromancer as my competitive deck. I've got CJ's Necromancer pretty much from Sorcery Con, and I do run that as my main competitive deck. It's awesome. The water with a splash of air. The reason he splashes air, though, is the reason I really like air on its own. They're such good cards. So yeah, let's just run through the deck. I will explain my thinking process on the cards as we go through them and why I run them. And let me know what you think. Hey, real quick, we are at like 4,900 subs. We are so close to that 5,000 mark. Amazing. Mwah. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. It's just been amazing run. Sorcery is so much fun. I am going to do a how to spot a fake sorcery card. I was in printing for many, many years. I worked about 10 years in printing. My dad was in printing for 30 years. I know a lot about printing. I know a lot about presses. I know a lot about ink. I design specialty thermochromatic, photochromatic inks. I'll go through all of that. I'm going to make an entire deep dive. I'm kind of the go-to person in my little group for magic cards, and I'm happy to be that person for sorcery as well. So video coming soon on how to spot fake sorcery cards. A deep dive. We're going to go down to the ink level, the substrate level, and we're going to look at it. So anyway, let's get it back into my mono air Pathfinder deck. Yes, we do run a Ring of Morgan. I do run an Eclipse. You may cast evil minions to affected sites. This is an evil deck, and they get +1. So Eclipse is a good way. Pathfinder, sometimes you want to keep your path a little bit away from your opponents. It comes down on turn 2, and you can immediately start getting your minions into their board state. Love that. Again, all my cards that I show you, all my deck techs, are my physical decks. I don't do some. I run this on Tabletop Simulator because I steal a list from Curioso. No, these are my physical decks in hand that I run in store. So that's what we're going through tonight. Char Umphalos. I do run just the one. The extra card draw is absolutely amazing. This is the air and fire one. Obviously, it allows you... It's card draw. There's not a ton of card draw in this deck. I am missing one card, and it's not in my deck yet. That card is Black Mass. So as soon as I get a copy of Black Mass, it will go in here immediately. I'll figure out what to cut at that time, but really that's the only card that I'm really missing and want to add. Bane of Aventus. Also, new camera setup. Should be much better quality. Let me know what you guys think. I've been working on it. Hopefully we got some good quality visuals on the camera as well. Bane of Aventus. Genesis gain control of nearby warded minion. There's a lot of ward going around. For 4 mana, The threshold in this deck is never an issue. You're always going to be at threshold, usually by the time you can cast a spell anyway, so no problem there. To steal a minion and get a 4-power minion on the board, pretty darn powerful. And honestly, I don't feel bad if there's not I'm not playing a ward deck or there's not a ward on the table. That I just cast it as a 4-drop if I need a 4-drop. So I do run Jack the Ripper in this deck. I was looking for a place for Jack the Ripper. He doesn't really have a home right now. I think he's awesome though. Stealth, maybe cast to any mortal, silencing them, silencing, then killing them without breaking stealth. Excuse me. Blah. He's a kill spell, basically. You don't always run into mortal deck. There are times, a 3/2 stealth isn't the worst thing on in the game anyway. So, but the fact that he can be played to any mortals, there's enough mortals going around. Nosferatu, again, this is kind of a pet deck as well. Like I want to run some fun cards in here, and Nosferatu is one of those cards. Airborne and Burrowing, Deathrite, resummon Nosferatu beneath your starting square. Unless he's died twice, basically, this turn. So he's just a recursion minion. He is expensive at 6 mana, but he's got Airborne, he's got Burrowing. He can get across the board. I think he's fun to play with, and he's sticky. He's sticky, and he's tough to get rid of. The Doom of Delume, and you'll notice I've got Undead. I got the Mortal, Undead, monsters. We are going with an evil themed deck. The Eclipse is more powerful, and we're going to get to the next card here in a minute. But Doom of Delume, Dilmoon, Burrowing, Submerge, Voidwalk, can't be banished, destroyed, or modified. Once he's on the board, he is on the board. Yes, he's expensive. With Pathfinder, though, you are finding a way. I can usually go, I can figure out a way to get to 8, but you don't have to get to 8 with this deck, and I'll show you why next, because I do run Mephistopheles. He's a unique demon. He's a spirit, an aspirant avatar. Maybe cast to your avatar's location, taking their life and replacing them as your avatar. Once on your turn, you may summon an evil minion from your hand to adjacent site. So 6 mana, 3 threshold, 4 power. Basically, I don't play him till I have... I like to get to 6 or 7 and then play him if I've got him in hand. Obviously, if I get Black Mass, that helps find him. But Mephistopheles is fantastic. Once he's on the board, you get that free cast from your hand to summon an evil minion every turn. So Doom of Dilmoon, all of a sudden, is just free to cast. I suppose I should tell you what Pathfinder does. That's kind of important. Your Atlas can't contain duplicates, so that's the drawback. And you draw no sites. So what I also like about Pathfinder is he's a good deck to learn with. I give this deck out to people who've never played before because they don't have to worry about sites. They can literally just focus on what they're doing. I think that's a big advantage for Pathfinder when you're learning the game, that you only have to worry about your 3 spells that you draw and just worry about your spell book. The sites play themselves. You have to worry about placement, sure, but Pathfinder, you really only have a couple of options on that too. So it's a good learning deck to learn the logistics of the game without worrying about multiple decks. So I find Pathfinder is not only very powerful, but a very good deck to learn with as well. My last unique is a Black Plague. At the end of your turn, the weakest minion occupying affected sites dies. If tied, choose one. Dispel if none dies. It's a good control card. It allows you to really... It protects your Pathfinder if you need it to. I have cast it on the side of my Pathfinder to hit him. Yeah, it's just a great card to get out in the right situation to control the board. Fantastic. Next, we'll move into elites, and we'll do the magic first. So 2 arcane barrages, a fierce flurry of elite magic, shoot X projectiles in the same direction, 1 at a time. Each deals 1 damage. It's a mana sink. It's basically magic missiles that can ramp, right? So again, I find there's a lot of little stuff. There's a lot of ward. Arcane Barrage can see right through that. It's a good thing. Sometimes you only have 2 or 3 mana left at the end of the turn. You want to use it up. They got a 3-drop on board. Get rid of it. We do have a couple of spellcasters. Obviously, Mephistopheles is a spellcaster, and we'll get into. I know I got a couple others in here as well. I do like Arcane Barrage. I do run a mix air. I know people are kind of getting off the mixes at the moment. I personally like them. They almost basically give you a free spell to cast. Yes, they suck late game. You don't want to see them late in the game. But Pathfinder, you're drawing every turn from your spell book. It's really nice if you can get this in your opening hand. This turn, Bearer's next air spell, you sacrifice it. It only costs 1 mana, but then it gives you 3. So it's a 1 for 3, and it has no threshold. So it helps you ramp stuff out. There are some expensive cards in this deck. So if you don't get the Mephistopheles, that can help you get out your Doom or things like that. I do run 1 Clairvoyant. This may be the card I cut when I get Black Mass, but I do like it because it does come in warded. It's a 2/1, 2 mana for 1 power. Once on your turn, you may banish a dead minion and look at your top spell. Basically gives you a scribe. Look at your top spell, put it on the bottom. But it's banish a dead minion, so it can be from your opponent's graveyard. So it's graveyard hate. It's warded. It can be good it can be a good blocker. And while it's in play, you get to scry every turn, which helps with our Pathfinder to get through to the deck to where we want to be. So I actually had 2 at one point in the deck. The Sturmgeist, I have running 2 copies of that as well. Airborne, whenever an enemy casts a magic, Sturmgeist steps closer, then strikes if it's adjacent. So it doesn't have to even be on top of it to strike it. Again, strike is different than fight. Strike is very powerful. It does not take the damage. In Magic, there's fight and there's bite. One is definitely better than the others. Here, strike versus fight, much different. The fact that it's airborne and only 3 mana, it's a great spell. You'll see it in a lot of top decks. Master Necromancer. I do run 1 of these. He's a spellcaster. He's expensive, yes, 5 mana for a 2-power creature, but he can summon, in theory, and he should, if you play him right, summon 4 skeletons as well for you when he's summoned. Summon a skeleton token to each other adjacent site. So that's awesome. Free minions, they're not free, right? But the cost of a skeleton typically is 1 mana. Right? With your Necromancer, in general, a skeleton's going to cost you 1 mana to cast. With Master Necromancer, you basically get a mana off. You get a buy 3, get 1 free, if you will, with the cost of that. So, plus he's a spellcaster. So I like having, even though he's immortal, doesn't fit the undead or evil, he's good. I do run the 2 Legion of Gaul. Everybody's running toolbox. Everybody's running sideboards. I've got a sideboard we'll get into here at the end. I've got you'll see as we get through. But Legion of Gaul, he's an airborne, 5 mana for 5 power. Again, the threshold, he's 3 threshold, but that doesn't matter. By the time you hit 5 mana, you're going to have 3 threshold with this deck. Genesis, look at the collection and banish. Look at a collection, banish 3 cards from it. Obviously, you're going to choose your opponent. Get rid of their 3 most situational spells that affect you. It's usually their kill spells. It really limits their ability, makes their toolbox a lot more useless, which is fantastic. I run 2 of the Trueblood, Renatus Trueblood. Airborne, Renatus Trueblood. When he strikes, you gain life, basically. He's a 5 mana for 4 with Airborne. He's just an overall good creature. He's, again, 5 can be a touch expensive, but on turn 5, you're ready to start gaining life. So he's great when he can come down, especially if he can come down on a Eclipse where he's giving you that extra 1. I do run 1 Lord of Fear. Enemies can't defend alone. This is 6 mana for 6. It can be cast again from the Mephistopheles for free, but he's great late game when he should come down anyway, because if you're, he's great to kill your avatar. He's great. Yeah, he's just a good card. The fact that they can't defend alone, it helps you get through ward, because they might have one order with ward or something on there on the site that you need to attack. Now they can't defend with that warded creature. They have to get something else over there to defend. So yeah, Lord of Fear is a good card. I just run 1 because he is expensive. I run 2 of these guys. I find these guys are fantastic. We need card draw in this deck. The Grandmaster Wizard. He's a 6 mana for 0. This is another great reason to have the Mix Air in the deck if you can play this guy on turn 3. He's a spellcaster. Genesis, draw 3 spells. If you can get that Mix Air out on turn 2, turn 3, you cast Grandmaster Wizard, you load up your hand for the game. Tough to beat Pathfinder when that happens. Another elite creature I run 1 copy of is the Nightmare. At the end of your turn, for each enemy minion here, you may push it into an adjacent location or void. Again, he's expensive, but he is undead. You can cast him off of Mephistopheles, and he basically can start pushing creatures into the void. So he's good to attack into a group of smaller creatures, obviously. That's the goal with him. I find him pretty effective, though. I think I'm going to keep him in, just 1 copy of it. Another elite creature I run is 2 Earl of the Ivory Tower, non-ordinary spellcaster. As you've seen, we do have some good non-ordinary spells. We've got the Arcane Barrage, and we'll get to our exceptionals here. In fact, let me just do this. There we go. Yeah, we've got quite a few exceptional spells. So he can't be targeted or damaged by the ordinary either. So for 3 mana for 3, so he's right on par for casting cost. I think he's awesome. And the fact that he's a spellcaster and can't be damaged by ordinary. There are ordinary creatures that are quite good. So I like him a lot. Exceptional cards. 3 toolboxes. Get the easy one out of the way. Toolboxes are an evergreen card. They go in every deck pretty much. We'll get to my sideboard eventually. It's pretty much kill spells. It's exactly what you'd think would be in there. Why not, right? It's 2 mana. Go get what spell you need for the situation you're in. These guys are fantastic. They're a lot of fun. Headless Haunt, add some randomness to the game. Void Walk at the start of your turn. Headless Haunt teleports to the top of a random site or void. 3 for 4. So, yeah, they can jump around the board. They can end up in site or in locations that are absolutely useless. But sometimes they end up right on top of where you need them to end up. I like adding a little randomness. Again, this deck is kind of a fun deck as well. It's the only random card in the deck, so it's not worth running a Kythera mechanism or anything. But I find a 3/4 Void Walk, it's not a bad card. It's not a bad card. It runs above curve. I do run 2 Avenging Angels, so obviously they don't fit the evil motif, but Airborne has charge and lethal if an ally died on your opponent's last turn. They're great to play in that situation, right? It's a kill spell. Think of it that way. If an ally died on your opponent's last turn, if they've killed something of yours, you get to come right back and kill something of theirs. That's the way I look at Avenging Angel. It's not a bad card to play on curve, just as a normal card as a 4/3 with Airborne, but you really want to look at it as a kill spell. And there's a chance it could stick. Who knows? I run 3 of the archers, the Stygian archers. Ranged, whenever Stygian archer kills an enemy, summon a skeleton token where it died. 3 creatures are nice. It's a 3 for 3. It's right on curve. And ranged is pretty cool, actually. At first I didn't really get ranged. I didn't think much of it. I didn't even use it that much. But now that I've played around with it a bit and I have used it in certain circumstances, they're great to defend your Pathfinder. They definitely have their spot. So I like the archers. I'm going to keep them in for sure. Another 3 copies I run are the Dapperville Vampires. We already showed you the True Blood. They basically are the same card. They're 5 for 4, airborne. Damage dealt by them by their strikes heals you. So yeah. And again, it's a late game card. Comes down, heals you. I think people know that card. It's in a lot of decks. This is one that's not in a lot of decks. I don't know. I'm still playtesting with these guys, but I do like them. They're monsters. They can be cast off of Mephistopheles. They can be buffed with Eclipse, Airborne, the Vesper Swarm. So 5 mana for 4 toughness creature with Airborne. Once on your turn, fly to a wounded minion. So if something's, they get free movement, basically, is the way to look at a Vesper Swarm. I don't know. Again, I'm playtesting them right now. I think I like them. I think I'm going to keep them in there. I'll let you know if that changes, but for right now, I'm running 3 of those guys. And then I also run 3 of the Night Gaunts. I love Voidwalk. I think in fact, my Harbinger deck might be my favorite deck right now. I absolutely love. I pulled this foil Harbinger. See if you guys can see that foily there. I absolutely love the Harbinger deck. We'll do a deck tech on that. I'm waiting for one card to arrive. It's in the mail. When that card arrives, I'll do my deck tech on Harbinger. But even without that one card, it's still a lot of fun. So the Gibbous Night Gaunts, Airborne and Voidwalk 3/3. I think they're awesome. Voidwalk, play them where you want. If you got the Eclipse out, play them there. They're effective cards. They come down early. I can't say enough good things about the Night Gaunts. I run 3 in my Harbinger deck as well, I believe. I've got 3 in there. Cast into Exile. 1 copy. I also run a copy in my collection. Shuffle target minion occupying an allied site to its owner's spellbook. It's a good card late game. For 2 mana, you can cast it in conjunction with other stuff. But basically, it shuffles a minion into their spellbook. So it's. I think it's better than killing a creature in certain circumstances. In most circumstances, actually, yes, it goes back into their deck, but not, most creatures you're going to be playing that on are not going to be searchable. So yeah, I think it's awesome. For 2 mana, it's a great defensive spell. When you're close to death's door, you need to buy yourself a turn or 2. Cast into Exile can absolutely do that. So I do run 1 in my main deck and 1 in the sideboard. I could bump it up, but it's hard to bump it up when you do have 3 of the best card in the game, in my opinion, or at least 1 of the best cards in the game is Whirling Blades. I didn't realize the power of Whirling Blades until I played Whirling Blades. And after the first time I played Whirling Blades, I said, holy shit, that's a powerful card. And it absolutely is. An ally may take up to 2 steps, then strike each enemy along their path. And I played it wrong the first time I played it. How did I do it? I think I moved my creature, then I played Whirling Blades. But what I've realized is the way to do it is play Whirling Blades on an untapped creature, take 2 steps, the damage resolves. It doesn't hit you. It says strike, so it hits your damage to each creature along that path. Then when your creature arrives, it can attack yet another creature. It can be a 3-for-1, and in most cases, it usually is a 3-for-1 for 5. So super powerful. Sometimes, yeah. So like I can't even explain the power of Whirling Blades. That's why CJ splashes it in the Necro deck. It's the main reason why you want to splash air in any deck, I think, is to get Whirling Blades in there. It is unbelievably powerful. And on that note, one of my other favorite spells, also super powerful. We're getting into the ordinaries now. I only run 2 copies of it, but it's 2 copies of Grapple Shot. Grapple Shot reads, an ally shoots a projectile. If it hits a unit, the ally is dragged to that location and may strike the unit when it arrives. So it shoots an enemy, it pulls itself to it, and then it strikes it. Again, not fight, so it doesn't take the damage. It just deals the damage. Then it can tap to attack. No problem there. And it's an ally, so it's not a spell. It doesn't have to be on a spell caster. Same with Whirling Blades. It does not have to be cast on a spell caster. That's so freaking powerful. Grapple Shot is a great kill spell. You got your opponent on death's door, you can Grapple Shot over to him. It's a reverse Pudge Butcher without having to fight. Pudge Butcher is one of the best cards in the game as well, in my opinion. And Grapple Shot gives any creature Pudge Butcher's ability, kind of, only better. And it's free movement. Yeah, Grapple Shot is unreal. All right, we only have a few cards left. I do run 4 Screamers, the face of Gothic. Genesis. Oh, first of all, he's a 3-for-3, so he's right on curve. Tap target adjacent enemy minion and make them step away. So 2 huge positive things this card does on ETB on Genesis is it taps a target creature. That's huge in and of itself. That eliminates a blocker for your turn. And it also moves them away. So you're getting control by moving your opponent's minion and tapping them so they can't defend that turn. It's really good, you guys. Give Screamer a shot. I know it's kind of the meme of Gothic, but I'm telling you, Screamer it's good. And then we have a couple ordinary spells to finish off our deck here. We've got Arc Lightning. I only run 1 copy. Deal 4 damage to target nearby unit. Just as a removal spell, it's better than Lightning Bolt, I think, because it's target nearby unit. So you get to choose who gets the 4 damage for 4 mana. It's just a good removal spell. Clutch spell to have. If you draw it early, I hold it till later. And then I run 4 Magic Missiles because Magic Missile is awesome. It's a 2 mana. You shoot 3 projectiles in the same direction, 1 at a time, each dealing 1 damage. Pick off skeletons. Pew, pew, pew. Take off ward. A lot of versatile spell. With our spellcasters and the Pathfinder being able to cast it, it's good to have around. I like Magic Missiles a lot. I will keep 3 in the deck. So that's the main deck. We'll go to the lands. The lands are pretty straightforward, you guys. It's nothing special. I only run a couple uniques in here. I run a Mirror Realm. The only time it sucks is if you draw it on turn. It's your first site you flip over. It still counts as mana. We all know what Mirror Realm does. It basically copies what an adjacent site. So it's really good as long as you don't get it first. There's always going to be a site adjacent to it to copy. Next, we got Merlin's Tower. It becomes a spellcaster if you have 3 threshold, and the next magic spell costs 1 less. So it's a mana reducing spell as well as becoming a spellcaster in and of itself the turn it enters. I do run 1 Baba Yaga's Hut. This is really good if you do get it early. Once on your turn, you may swap positions with an empty site in your back row. I really like doing that with Pathfinder. It gives you because you're going to run out of space with Pathfinder. You have to go right or left, right? Baba Yaga's hut can move over one space and allow space to be vacant for your Pathfinder to move back into. So if it's your first site off, you move it. You go up, over, down. You move Baba Yaga's hut. There's you can play with it. Move it to a corner, move it out of the way. It allows your Pathfinder to find more paths to find, right? The Strike Orchard, I do run whenever you summon a minion here, kill target enemy beast nearby with 2 or less. It's very situational. I don't think I've ever fired off of it, honestly, but it is an air spell. Again, our sites are not too critical. They're really just to get us the mana and the threshold we want. We're not looking for any specific site with this deck because we have no control over our sites. They come out at random. I do run the Sold Out Cemetery. Whenever an undead moves in, the other undead moves out. We have some undead. It can give us free movement. That's really why I run it. Is if you do get it somewhere, you can move an undead into there, push an undead up, and they get another move. It's a free movement site. Wizard's Den. Actually, I really like Wizard's Den. So you draw a card. When that's attacked, you discard a card. You never know where it's going to go, but a lot of times the path with this deck, you are empty-handed unless you get some of your draw stuff. Usually you have something sit in your hand. It's a good thing later in the game if you have the Mix Aether to discard, right? Or the Mix Air, excuse me. Major City, we run enough elites, I think, to warrant it. Elite minions cost 1 less to cast to this site. We have a decent amount of elite minions, and it's nice to get free casting off of, or not free casting, a reduction in casting off of that. It's one of our only sites that does not give us air threshold. Observatory, look at the next 3 spells, put them back in any order. Scrying's powerful. I like to scry. I don't know why you wouldn't. Wuthering Heights, if you've played the game, you know what Wuthering Heights does. Basically, you could fly a minion from it once per turn, airborne, any direction. Very good. Another spell that does not give us air threshold, but Crossroads. Look at your next 4 sites. Put 3 at the bottom, I believe it says. Yeah, put 3 at the bottom. Yeah, so you look at the next 4 sites, put 3 at the bottom. So it's a super scry for your sites, which is handy to filter when you need to. Forsaken Crypt next. You may cast a ghoul from your collection to this site. I do run a ghoul in the sideboard or the collection. Why not? It's a free spell. Not a free spell, it's a free spell in hand. Dark Alley, the first minion that enters here gains stealth. Yes, it can go to your opponent. Usually you can cast something next to it and move through it. It's an air threshold. I haven't used it to tremendous benefit, but it's not a bad card, I don't think. I do run a Watchtower. Enemy units atop nearby sites permanently lose stealth. So if there are enemies around, you can't get rid of stealth. By dumb luck that you draw that one. Beacon, gain 1 for each nearby site with an enemy atop it. It's a potential ramp card. Again, all these sites are coming down at random, but it's got the air threshold. So I run Mountain Pass as well, another air threshold. Minions can't enter the site on the ground if there's already a minion atop. So basically only 1 minion can be there at a time. If you control it, you can keep control of it. Ghost Town, Genesis, this is another non-air threshold, but it gives us ramp, gives you 1 extra mana this turn. Desecrated Ground, we're running evil. Why not give our evil minions a bonus? So evil units here have +1 power. Might as well. Mountain Peaks, classic, epic, plus gives you the 2 air threshold. I do run an Updraft Ridge. Airborne minions atop Updraft Ridge gain 1 extra movement. We've got enough airborne minions to warrant running that, I'd say. This is a tough one. And I put this in honestly because because Josh talked me into it. Field of Fixus. Lord Itzy talked me into running this card. If it can silence one of yours with Pathfinder, obviously, but it can come down and silence one of theirs. It's a total luck of the draw in this deck. I like a little bit of luck of the draw. So Field of Fixus, what it says is it silences the site directly in front of it. So if it silences one of yours, it's not a huge deal, but it can silence something of theirs, which could be dramatic. Open Mausoleum, pay 1 to summon a skeleton token. If we can get creatures that aren't played from our hand, that's good. I do run one of each of the towers. Let's see if we can find... not the Accursed Tower. That doesn't do it. But I run a Lone Tower, a Gothic Tower, and a Dark Tower. They're all the rampers. As long as there's only one, they give you 1 extra mana this turn. I think they're fantastic cards. Accursed Tower. Accursed Tower reads, break nearby wards. Again, couple anti-ward cards in this deck. Ward is a problem sometimes. I do run a Hamlet. Ordinary minions cost 1 less to cast to the site. I don't know. I could probably cut that. I actually had a few more in this deck early, but basically it allows you to play your Screamers for 2. I don't know. I'll probably cut that for a different air site. So Hamlet will probably go. We've got Lookout. Look at each opponent's hand. That can be very powerful. Spore Sprouts, an ordinary site. You can cast minions with 2 or less power to this site. You can cast minions with 2 or less power to any site this turn. So you can put minions over to their side, and it's an air threshold. Treetop Hideout, you may give stealth to nearby allied minion. And lastly, I run a Den of Evil. The next evil minion you can cast to the site costs 1 less, ignoring its threshold this turn. So again, another ramp style card. Lastly, we'll just go through the toolbox, or the toolbox. It might as well be called the toolbox, the collection real quick. We've got a Ghoul. We've got 1 cast to exile. We've got some kill spells. So we keep a grapple shot. We got a disenchant, lightning bolt, magic missiles, zap, arc lightning, a blink to move around if we need to, and it's a cantrip. And lastly, a Murder of Crows to get rid of those skeletons for the Necromancer deck. So that's it, guys. That is my deck. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I need to fix. We're here to discuss. We're here to learn together. I really do like this deck. And like I said, I really like to let people who've never played the game learn with this deck. It's monocolor. They're not going to have threshold issues. They're not going to have to worry about sites. They can just play the game, have fun, learn the mechanics, and not worry too much about sites and site placement or anything like that. They can worry about what's in their hand with just a couple of cards and playing the game. So that's another reason I really like Pathfinder. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We're so close to 5,000. Hit the like, subscribe. Let me know how the new camera setup looks. I really think we are right on the cusp of greatness on that front as well. And I've got some more great videos coming. I do have a few boxes coming as well this week. I'm going to go trade some Pokemon cards, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Definitely some Gothic, maybe some Beta. We'll see what comes in. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.